Welcome to Concussion Talk Podcast. I'm Nick Mercer. These are days 42 and 43 of my bike trip across Canada. Day 42, Barrie, rest day. In the morning, we brought our bikes to get a tune-up at the bike shop. They were quick and we were out of there by noon. Met in Almayer for lunch and spent the afternoon walking along the lakeshore and shooting the shit. Speaking of shit, I got to toss those old Fausti sneakers that I've been carrying around with me after buying a pair of flip-flops today. The Kings made an awesome dinner. Caesar salad, steak, corn, scalloped potatoes, and we chatted with them some more about their trip so far and the rest still to come. I got a hold of Kelly earlier in the day and she came up. We decided to go to Georgian Downs and play some insignificant bets on the horse races. That didn't work out for any of us. But it was fantastic seeing Kelly again. Tomorrow, Kinger's uncle's house in Seagrave. Looking back 10 years later, the tune-up was all Kinger's idea. The bike sure as hell needed it. I also bought a new funky-looking odometer that looked like it was a wristwatch that jutted forward from my handlebars. I had maybe met in Almayer once before, but as the Tebows, McMillans, or Agogi's hometown friends and family, he was easy to get along with. Seeing Kelly was always a treat, and hanging out with her was a great way to spend the evening. I know I didn't win with any of my minimum bets, but either Kelly or Kinger won something like $5. Day 43. Barrie to Seagrave, Kinger's uncle's place. 120 kilometers. Biking time, 4 hours and 15 minutes. 4,606.9 kilometers total. The Kings cooked us a great breakfast. We got on the road by 10 and here by 4. There were a decent number of short hills today, and although they were small, they were enough to stop any good pace we had going. We keep meeting interesting and interested people. We met a man in Bradford who seemed very interested in the trip. He pulled up in his car a few kilometers down the road to give us his card so we could let him know how it went. The hills seemingly stopped as we headed east from Newmarket towards Port Perry and Seagrave. It was a hot day, but by now we're more used to that, and there aren't any flies, so it feels easier. Nevertheless, we stopped just short of Seagrave in Uxbridge to get some Gatorade. Then it was a quick ride here. Kinger's aunt and uncle are great. We got to swim in their pool, and then we went to Port Perry where they bought us fish and chips. When we got back to the house, we told some more stories of the trip, and we watched some Tour de France highlights until about 10. My mental clock and calendar are really out of whack, especially when I'm off my bike and the clock is not staring me in the face. Tomorrow we'll probably camp near Belleville, then hopefully get to Kingston and Tebow's place early the next day. Looking back 10 years later, I like to think we rode that friendly man, but I doubt we kept his card in a safe enough place to have it when their trip ended. We left the hospitality and comfort of one house / condo and spent the night in another. That was strange. When we had left comfort before, it was always to spend the next night in that tent. Kinger's aunt and uncle were really awesome. It was so nice to talk to people other than Kinger. He must have felt the same way about me. We were obviously close, but still. Thank you for listening. Please check out my website at www.concussiontalk.com, and you can read my blogs and listen to other podcasts I do, such as Concussion Talk Podcast and Phoenix Concussion Recovery Podcast. Thanks again. Music at the beginning of this show is by Ben Sound. www.bensound.com.